Guys, World of the Arms here, back with another video. Today I just kind of wanted to go over my future projects and what my future content will persist of. Of course, I'm not always going to be buying Royal Tire import stuff. I got enough of my own stuff that I can keep myself busy and provide enough content for the channel. So I guess we'll just start here. This is a Spanish Mauser. It's a small ring version. It needs a new barrel, and I got the barrel complete with front sight and rear sight. Uh, Basically, the original is in 7mm Mauser, and this one is in 7.62. So I would have liked to kept the original caliber, but it is what it is. At least I could find a barrel, and it wasn't actually very expensive. I think it was around $70 for the whole thing, so not bad. Next is my 1903 A3 project. I picked up this sporterized 1903 from my local gun store, and basically they didn't have the rear sight on it. It's drilled and tapped, unfortunately. But I got most of the parts together, and I think I'll still come out okay on it. In terms of price, I definitely wouldn't have overpaid. But moving on, next project, it's just kind of a little one per se. Uh, Basically, I took this gun to a competition shoot. I did terrible, but I I just wanted to take a bolt action. I've always liked bolt action stuff, historical stuff. So anyway, I was testing this guy out, and my spring right here for the ejector box on my original one actually broke. So I took the bolt out of my VZ24 here and and some of the parts, and put it on my Czech VZ98N rifle so I could use it for my competition shoot. So basically, I'm gonna revert the change that I did and put the parts back on the VZ24, and then source some parts for the VZ98N. So that's all I have for those two rifles. Next is some Carcano rifles, actually. Imagine that. Um, this one I originally picked up from Axis Arms back in the day when when Matt had a bunch of Carcanos come in. He was selling them pretty cheap. I can't remember. I think it was like $120 for one, maybe 100. But I got that one, and then I got a different one that actually I can't remember the specific model right now, but basically that one was all good. There was no issues with it. But this one came without a handguard, which I actually when I originally got a couple Carcanos from him, I got the handguards that he had made at a local shop to him. So all I have to do is shape that to this rifle. And then also it didn't come with a swivel like this one did, and it didn't come with a butt plate. So I'll have to do some digging and see if I can find one that with all these Carcanos coming in, it's actually pretty hard to find those parts for the carbines here. The second one is an RTI. It was when they were doing the $100 specials. I haven't done a video on this, but I certainly will fairly soon. This one, of course, came with no handguard, but it actually came with the sling mount here and the butt plate. Although the door right there is kind of bent, but the major thing, if you can see it, is this big crack. There we are. So I will have to remedy that. I do have some of the Brownells Acroglass stuff, so I'll be doing that on that, trying that out for the first time on a rifle. So hopefully I can repair that. I should be able to. I don't think it's too terrible of an issue. But this one actually is numbers matching. That one is not. So I originally bought this hoping I would get a handguard to put on that guy along with some of these parts, but I was like, even though this is somebody refinished it, obviously, I think I'm gonna sand it down lightly, and just revert it back to what it's supposed to be, and keep all the parts that came with this originally with it. Um, I like to, of course, keep parts that came with the rifle originally with them, especially if it's numbers matching. So there's that. Up here, I got a Hanyang 88, basically the commission rifle. The Chinese use those extensively throughout the years, especially around the World War II era and whatnot. Um, that one basically has a chip in the handguard, and I think I got to get the bolt assembled correctly. But otherwise, I actually have shot around through it. This is actually originally from USNA 98. That one and actually this Hanyang. So um, I've actually shot both. I like to shoot everything that I have, even even if it may not be in the greatest shape, just to say I have. And of course, his repair did not hold up as well, so I'm gonna have to figure something out with that. I like to have shooters, even if they aren't very accurate or accurate at all. It is a piece of history, and whatnot. So these obviously have seen a bunch of wear and tear, these two Hanyangs. But anyway, it would also be nice to find some cleaning rods for them too, but that can be, or the cleaning rod for that one, I should say. But otherwise, yeah. Next one I'll show you is this Colombian Mauser. It was made in FN in Belgium. But again, this is a sporterized one that I also picked up alongside that 1903 I have, that I just showed you a bit ago. And I walked out of there pretty decent with them, I would say. This one is pretty far gone and tight in terms of sportization. At least they didn't take off the front sight, uh, and left the rear sight actually. Of course, it's drilled and tapped here, and there's a completely different bolt in it, and the stock has been cut out for this bolt, which doesn't matter because I'll be changing out the stock anyway. So I'm gonna have to do some research and see what specific parts this rifle would take. I'm not sure 100% on what model this is. So like I said, I have to do some research. There's the Hanyang again. And then I have a 1895 Chilean Mauser. It's a small ring, like the Spanish one over yonder. This one I picked up as a display rifle, which I found a replacement barrel because the other barrel was, for one, corroded, and two, the barrel was plugged. So I had a gunsmith headspace it and put this new barrel on. It's still actually in 7mm Mauser, so that's kind of cool. Um, and actually, this is how the stock came. It's actually going to be functional, especially if I can find a cleaning rod. I can shove that in. I got the handguard over there. I basically just have to put this thing together and fit it properly. Um, yeah, I mean, otherwise the stock is pretty decent. I haven't fired around through this yet, but and then finally I have a Turkish Gewehr 88. This one I actually just picked up for the bolt itself. I'm using that on my Gewehr 88 that I built a few years back, but I found a whole bunch of replacement parts, and there was a guy, I can't remember the name of him, that has started to make bolt heads. So this one is actually an original. Can't remember where I got that one off of, but I got too many of these Gewehr 88 bolts. So that they're using the Hanyangs also. So and then also I guess I should mention that I do have a set me in there in this pile of parts, I suppose, and a PPS is it PPS 43? Yes. That I may or may not get to. I bought it just because it was cheap. That might be that might prove to be a pretty big project that I may not be able to handle. Same with the set me, but I have the barrel and not a receiver yet, but I have the barrel and the rest of the parts for the set me. So it's the first version. Again, I can't remember exactly what designation that was, but it's the one with the wood. So yeah, here's my projects. So I got plenty of them to do, of course, and like I said, it's going to provide quite a bit of content for me. I guess let me know which projects you would like to see finished first, and which projects you guys are most interested in. Of course, I got a lot of them, so like I said, let me know, and feel free to comment and like, and even subscribe if you like my content. So anyway, you guys have a good one.